Hi everyone, it's Kelly from the Hub. I'm here today with Mike Eichenlab. You can see him. He's our garden guy. Mike, how's the garden look?
It's doing pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right, you
Yeah.
got to show us. Holy
Um,
plants. All right.
yeah.
Tell
Like the
us
onions
tell
are
us what we're
huge.
seeing. Those are some serious onions.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess when the plants fall over and dry out a little bit, that's when they're going to be ready to harvest. But there's
Oh,
some
you
pretty
can even
serious
see
onions
them.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's becoming an onion.
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
look at those. Look at
yeah,
all
the
those beds full of green beautifulness.
yeah, so a shout out to the Wawa Foundation for giving us a grant this year. We used some of that money to buy these tomato cages.
Those are
Um,
beautiful. Thank you, Wawa.
yeah, yes, thank you, Wawa. And thank you, Wellspan. Thank you,
Yep,
Stafford Lumber. Thank you, Munson
absolutely.
Lumber.
Thank you to all
Um,
of our friends who have helped make this absolutely beautiful. Those are some serious tomato cages.
yeah, the biggest ones I can find.
Good. And those are
Um,
coming along nicely.
yeah, yeah, we planted those like a month ago, and they're like these tiny little things.
Yeah, they were just little
They've really
buds.
taken off.
All right. What are those little things?
These are more pepper plants.
Oh, okay.
Um, it's like yellow pepper,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that there is tomatillo. I've
Oh,
never
those
grown those, so
yeah.
we're gonna see how that turns out.
For those of you who don't remember what tomatillos are, those are those little green. They look like unripened tomatoes. They've got a little like papery brown husk on the outside, and that's what you make if you eat Mexican food or food that's like that. It's makes like salsa verde. Those are lots of that is a tomatillo. They're a bit brighter in flavor than tomatoes. Lovely. And what are those?
Sweet potatoes. I've never grown sweet potatoes before, but one of our volunteers were given sweet potato plants, so we're going to see what happens with these.
Well, those are going to get long and viney. I do know that. So once those start growing, that like a lot of people use a different variety of those when they're just planting, like ornamental stuff. Those like sweet potato vines. So that one looks empty. Is it really empty?
That had either cauliflower in it or whatever, which we harvested, and now the label says French green beans. So one of the volunteers planted green beans out here.
I love that
Eh,
somebody labeled them. That's helpful.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Michelle, she's pretty awesome about labeling everything.
Wonderful.
And we got cilantro and basil in this bed, and if you can see there, it's starting to sprout a little bit.
Yeah.
The beets are doing really well.
Wow.
Um, our kale's still doing well. We've harvested a lot of this kale, and it keeps growing. Carrots are doing great. Uh, the peas are almost done. It's
So
getting to be a little
those are
too
all the
warm for
pea
them.
plants, right? And those make regular peas or is those pea pods?
These are like the sugar snap peas.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um,
Oh, there they are. Yep.
yeah.
Beautiful.
We got some lettuce in here. We've harvested this lettuce, and we harvested some of this spinach already too. So
Yeah, and lettuce is one of those things. If you keep watering it and make sure that the edges don't get singed off, then it'll just sort of keep growing ish.
yeah, ish. It's getting a little warm for it. So,
Ah, okay.
um, but we'll plant it again late summer, early fall.
Oh, beautiful.
We have more tomatoes and peppers over here. They're all doing pretty well. Let's see what we got. We got beans. Sorry if I'm making you seasick. There's a lot to see.
Hey, it's wonderful. I mean, I'm thinking, for those of you who this is your first time seeing the garden this season, for heaven's sakes, I mean, from compared to last year, we have come
Leaps
180.
and
Not that
bounds.
last year was bad. We have just made, we've just done a lot of improvements to that. Look at that.
I don't know if that little guy is going to make it, but it's cute.
Yeah.
Um, then we have some zucchini on
Little
this
squash
plant.
blossoms.
Yeah. And we planted sunflowers, like the huge ones, the
Yeah.
round.
Oh yeah, I see them. Oh, those are gonna
Um, we also we also bought some fabric to help control the weeds. That is also a thank you to Wawa Foundation money. Um, that's going to take a little work to. I want to cover more of this because of all this viney stuff that's going to be growing out here. We got melons, delicata squash. I'm not even sure. Butternut squash, I think.
Oh, right, because you have to plant those pretty far apart, and so you don't want the weeds to take over
Yeah.
the rest of the space. I understand. Okay.
We have some more zucchini over here. I think these are our mystery plants, I think. It's some kind of pumpkin. Well, we'll find out. And we have more cucumbers here. So yeah, everything's doing great. Volunteers and I have been out here a couple times a week. We just took stuff to the food bank today.
Wonderful. Oh,
Uh,
just for everybody who's watching, if you haven't heard, the last count we did, which was toward the middle of last week, we have delivered 52 pounds of this produce to the Ephrata Area Social Services. Now, you may or may not think that that's a lot. It sort of depends. Just know that a lot of that crop was lightweight stuff like kale and lettuce. And so we haven't hit any of the heavy stuff yet, tomatoes
no,
and that kind of
like it's
stuff.
going to be ridiculous. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, remember, the goal for this year is to bring in 2,000 pounds. So we are well on our way. I have
Yeah,
to
and
say, this is absolutely enormous. Do you need more help with volunteers?
um, more hands are always better. We have a lot of the planting done, but there's, as you can see, there's a bunch of weeds around, and the beds are pretty good as far as weeds go. But like watering on during hot days, if we have a dry week over the summer, it takes about 20 minutes to come over here and hook everything up in water. So if anybody's interested in helping, send us a message on our Facebook page.
Perfect. That sounds wonderful. Mike, as always, everyone in the whole universe should be excited about all that tremendous work. It's
Hey,
wonderful.
Kelly, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Is there anything else like this around here that you know of?
No. Just so you know, we are pretty unique. There are lots of community gardens, but there's nobody that's doing a community garden that they're not keeping stuff for themselves. We are the only ones around who have this ginormous community garden and are giving it to a food pantry. So
And
sometimes
there
it's
are other
put
people
yourself on the
here
map.
that rent plots,
Yes.
and they were not all rented out this year. It's a little late to get started, but next year, if you want to come out and be our neighbor, you can contact the Ephrata Rec Center. Because some people are very serious out here and they grow a lot of stuff. So it's
Yeah,
work, but if
you
you
could
enjoy
certainly
it,
feed your whole family plus some if you tend to your pretty decent sized plot.
yeah, the plots are 20 by 20 and they're cheap to rent. So yeah, it's worth checking out if you're interested.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mike, as always. And you know what? Soon we should be broadcasting live from from the garden rather than just doing this stay at home thing. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Sounds great. Thanks, Mike. See you next
Thanks,
time.
Kelly.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.